If you're using live meeting tools in your teaching, like Google Meet or Zoom or Microsoft Teams, all of these tools have a recording feature in them so that you can open up one of these sessions and record it on your own with your presentation and have a video file from it. Here's how. Let's start with Google Meet first. When you visit meet.google.com, simply choose Join or Start a Meeting. This will be a meeting just by yourself. You'll hit Continue. And after you select your camera and microphone, you will simply get ready to start. It's up to you if you want to blur this background or make an alternate background. We won't cover that here, but it's an option for you if you want your event to look a little bit more professional and not look like your home setting for recording. Regardless, whenever you're ready, you can just hit Join Now for Google Meet. We're not going to add others in this case at all. We're simply going to look down in the lower right-hand corner for the record meeting. But before I do that, I'll probably do the present now and present an entire screen. You could also choose a window. I'm just going to record my entire screen. If you've got multiple monitors, it'll ask you which one you'd like to choose. You'll just pick your choice. And now I will be sharing my screen here very shortly. Now at this point, I can go down into my lower right corner, select the three dots and choose Record Meeting. Accept, and away we go. So at this point, it says I'm presenting to everyone. Yeah, I've heard that little chime. That means that the recording has started. And at this point, I can present whatever it is I want. Because I've chosen to present my entire screen, I could load up a file on my computer like PowerPoint, or if I have something like Google Slides, that's fine. You may want to choose present mode to go into full screen, which will get rid of the slide preview and all of the extra stuff you don't necessarily want people to see. Whenever you're finished, you can simply stop. Let's see, you can stop sharing your screen. You can escape out of your presentation mode. You can go back to your Google Meet, and you can go to the bottom right-hand corner and stop recording. So you'll have a little bit to trim off at the beginning and at the end of your videos when you do that, as you're getting set up and as you're closing. If you've made a couple of mistakes throughout the recording, you'll need to edit that little bit of video in the middle to do that. But there is a built-in recording feature right in Google Meet, so just be aware of that. That's going to take a few minutes to process, and you will get an email to that same Google account letting you know when that file is ready, but it'll just be in your Google Drive. And so that's where that lives. Now, in Zoom, if you would like to record in Zoom, I'm going to recommend that you go into your settings. So once you're signed into Zoom.us, go into your profile, your settings, look at the recording settings. There are a couple of different options here. If you are recording this session to the cloud, you've got lots of different options. There is the ability to record to your desktop. There are fewer options for recording. I'm going to recommend you either choose to record the gallery view with shared screen. This is particularly good if you've got maybe 2 or 3 co-presenters that you'd like to present. You can have all of your webcams presenting at once. The one above that, record active speaker with shared screen. If you have 2 or 3 people presenting, it'll only show the webcam of the person who is talking at that time. It just kind of switches with the audio. So one of these top 2 choices is what I would recommend. Then when you're in a Zoom call, you're simply going to start a brand new meeting. You will also want to share your screen. And as you share, you'll see lots of different options for sharing your screen. And there are plenty of options for sharing your entire screen. As well, in the advanced section, there's even an option to share a portion of your screen. So if you are a PowerPoint fan and you like to use in the presentation, you like to use the presenter view, you can open up your presentation in presenter view, and in Zoom you can share a portion of the screen, and only share the portion of your screen. You'll see a little green rectangle for sharing a portion of your screen. Just share the portion of your screen that is the slide you want to present. That way they won't see the next slides or your slide notes. But if you like to use those tools in your presentation and have those slide notes available, you have that with the share, advance, and then share a portion of your screen. We'll keep it simple here. We're just going to share our full screen. We'll just hit share once again. It now opens up a view like this. Your controls are along the top. And whenever I am ready, I can simply go record. Now you can record right on this computer. That means when it's done, it'll download itself as an MP4 video file. Or I can record to the cloud if I have those specific special requests in terms of my video. But in this case, I'll just record it on this computer. So that will start your session recording, and you can simply present your slides as you wish to. Whenever you're finished, you can go back to this more and go stop recording. That will stop the recording, close your session, and that's it for Zoom. Very simple. In Microsoft Teams, you can simply go to your Microsoft Teams. There are a lot of ways to start this up. But in my view, going to the calendar and choosing Meet Now. It'll again give you a little preview window here. And again, you do have that option of changing your backgrounds now with Microsoft Teams. You've got a lot of different options there, from blurring to a specific background you'd like to choose. You can even add your own background if you wish to. But whenever you're ready, you can just hit Join Now. And in a very similar way to our last tools, it's going to be a two-part process. You're going to share your screen and you're going to record. So this time I'll go into the More Actions, which is the three dots here. I'll turn on Start Recording. And now that that's starting to record, I'm going to share my content. Once again, loads of different options for sharing content. I'm just going to go with my full desktop screen, and making sure before I do that, if I want the computer sound in the background to be captured, turn that piece on. Then I'll choose which screen I want, at which point I've now begun my screen sharing. So I'll minimize all those other things. You can see the recording button is there. Go into my presentation mode, and away I go. And here I go into my presentation, and whenever I'm finished, I can simply stop my sharing, stop my presentation, and back in my Teams meeting, I can hit these three dots and stop the recording. What will happen at this point is I can now close my meeting. It says the recording is being saved. You can find the link in your chat history. So I will just leave the call. And in a moment, it will give me an option to download. And now I've got my video file. So those are three different ways to record your presentations with live video meeting tools that are common to Alberta teachers: Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams. Use the built-in recording feature of each tool. Otherwise, it's just like using the regular tool, which many teachers are familiar with.